break, you take one step back. Don't punch on the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck, fellas.
Ladies and gentlemen, 10 3-minute rounds.
Final words of advice for Paul Butler. Ellesmere Port's finest. Loves his football. I think he's a Liverpool fan, isn't he? In which case he's going to be delighted to know that Liverpool have gone second in the league tonight, beating the Baggies. Alexis Ruiz, 24 years old, taller man. First time he's fought outside Mexico. Great tradition, of course. The little fighters coming out of Mexico. The list is a long one, isn't it?
Oh, good right hand from Butler. The list, you'd be here all day, wouldn't you, if you were mentioning him. That's right, and they're coming out really sharp here, Paul Butler.
Oh, that's lovely. Hook to the body, switching to the head, and he's come out looking sharp.
Yeah, he looks rusty, doesn't he?
A Lee Haskins fight, you'd suspect, would be a very makeable sort of contest for Paul Butler, and it'd be a good one. It'd be an interesting one.
It would, a hard one for both. Let's be honest.
Haskins, the bigger man, has had some great wins himself and a good champion. But at the age of 32, is he now?
And he's had a long, hard career as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
But he's still looking good. I say Butler's footwork is lovely, really is.
Let's look and see what Ruiz has got to offer.
Look at that.
Taller man.
He takes 2 steps out the range there. You'd think it would be ages to get close him, and he's right back on the opponent straight away, Butler.
The nickname Babyface, which he's got around his waist, tells you which of the Mexican fighters that Paul Butler was impressed by.
They called me Babyface. I think it was me, actually, for about a week.
Somebody had put on Facebook recently Barrera against Naz again from back in, what was it, 2001.
Yeah.
He was terrific that night, wasn't he?
He really was. Nice to see Ruiz ambitious, come to have a go. But look how tight Butler is, blocking everything with his elbows, gloves nice and high.
Well, if Ruiz got himself a win here, obviously it would put him right in the mix himself. Let's not forget the significance for him.
Well, this is Ruiz's world title shot, there's make no bones about it, really is. Elevates him, catapults him into world ratings. Good jab there from Ruiz.
Yeah, he looks well schooled, doesn't he?
Yeah.
No great names on Ruiz's record. Butler by some distance the most talented fighter he's ever been in against. Well, competitive opening round, but Butler probably having the better of those opening moves and taking it fairly comfortably.
He looked very, very sharp, I thought, there, Paul Butler.
Good round, kept him twitching all the time, okay? Listen, he's cute, he's looking to throw that little feint down and chop the right hand over the top. As you're pulling out, don't drop your left hand. You're pulling out and dropping your left hand, and he's looking to come over the right hand on it. Just throw that feint to the body and look over your right hand. As you push out all the time, you break up his attack. Just push out them 2 steps and let him fall short, all right? Be careful on your right hand, you just don't, when you throw it, you leave it there, snap it on the end of it and roll your head after that, okay? And don't be following him around the ring. Touch a little step across, okay? Good work. Keep him reaching, yeah?
Yeah. Corners, 10 seconds.
And watch the uppercuts he's looking for him. You see that, don't you?
Yeah, nice opening round for Paul Butler. A few thoughts, a few instructions for him to bear in mind as he goes into the second. You can see that Ruiz by some 2 or 3 inches, the taller man. And he has shown that he can throw the jab quite well.
I think Butler, even though I think he's maybe a genuine bantamweight now, well, he clearly is. He's short, so he's always going to come up against taller guys now. Most of the time, you would suspect. But because he got such good distance and timing, it doesn't, for the most part, cause a problem for him. It's good.
Good footwork again, wasn't it, to get straight back out after landing that right to the body.
He does well. It's hard to do it. You're either flat-footed or you've got a left hook, or you've got to bounce to your step. Butler gets to do it both somehow. He plants his feet on the canvas, but he always got that little bit of a bounce on his step where he can get in out of distance really quick. And it's more difficult than it sounds. So.
Good work from Ruiz. Got through with the right hand. Crowd very much pro-Butler. I'm sure every opponent now, every taller opponent like Alexis Ruiz, they'll have studied the Tete-Butler fight, because in a sense it was Tete who kind of gave the blueprint as to how to deal with Butler. There's a nice right hand from the British fighter.
Well, the blueprint there was beat Tete, to be honest. He was brilliant that night. Oh, lovely there from Butler. See that little injection of pace in the work, all of a sudden it's bang, bang, bang. They're feeding up with jabs with 1-2s, all of a sudden it's just four punches in a blitz. Well, Ruiz got a double jab, he got to step behind the jab, he got to try and push Butler back. Or at least get him on the end of that long right hand. But the jab needs to land before he does it.
Oh, good left hand from Butler, waiting to get Ruiz to commit himself and then punish him when he does so.
But see, with that in and out style of Butler, he can land coming in, he can land going out, all in the same combination while still moving.
Oh, good shot from Ruiz, but he's taken a solid right hand back. Kind of stood there admiring his work after landing that body shot, and ultimately Butler getting the better of the exchange. But there's another solid right hand from the Mexican.
There was a little nod from Butler there saying, come on, let's have it. You could see it in his face.
And
Nice
Ruiz happy to oblige. There's a fleck of blood around the face of Ruiz.
I think that's from the nose, I think, John.
Good round.
Yeah, good, real good quality work by both. Another Butler round again for me.
You're boxing very well, Paul. Your feet.
Boxing well, but he was tagged a couple of times.
He was, that's good. But the footwork, John, beforehand, making Ruiz fall short and then making the space so he can do that. Look at that, the injection of pace. So I spoke about in his work, all of a sudden, it's gone from little 1-2s to just all of 3-4 punches in a blitz. And we're showing all of Butler's work here and not any of Ruiz's, but for me, more of the quality was from Butler.
All right, but you've got to keep that left hand up, don't pull out and lift up, all right? Good lad. Nice and compact, slip, good stabs to the body. Okay.
Only 10 seconds.
All the time, once you're thrown, step out.
Ruiz's nose damaged by one of those shots. I think it was that right hand which he was caught with in the last round. Really solid Butler shot, but he replied with 2 or 3 of his own, and that second round close, although Barry's given it to Paul Butler.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really see it as close. I saw it as you said earlier on, competitive, but because Ruiz is having a go, but I still thought it was, for me, clear for Butler. And I think it's nice to see someone come over and have a real go, which Ruiz is doing.
Well, if he wins this, of course, he's right in the rankings himself. Butler getting a win as the blood starts to flow again from Ruiz's nose. Getting a win tonight, that'll put him right in line for a world title shot. Good right hand from Butler over the top, and he's starting to get to him now.
But look at that though on the ropes, that was good from Ruiz there, because Butler would have overwhelmed him then. Just caught Butler with a little left hook just to make him move back. He's doing that lean back that Joe Gallagher was telling him he didn't want him to do. Butler, that's a trait of his from the past, which works for him quite often. You know, he leans back, makes you miss, but I don't think Joe Gallagher's a lover of it.
Always a talking point and a question about whether or not fighters carry their power and their punching weight as they move up. Is Butler, well, he says he's truly a bantamweight, but well, now he's got to prove it and he's got to win as he mixes with them.
Well, and also that when you move up in class and opposition.
Good body shot, lovely right hand from Butler.
It's a good little fight because Ruiz is really having a go. Without it being a barnstorm, and it's good quality work from both. But Butler's in charge, clearly in charge. And Ruiz is having the fight reactively. With Butler's making the play, forcing the play.
Ruiz looking for that big right hand. Butler aware of it, cute to it.
Look at
blocks it again there, but this time caught.
Look at the concentration on Butler's face.
Needs it.
Keeps a nice defence as well there, Butler. Always keeps his hands up.
That's a good left hand. Looked very sharp tonight from the outset, didn't he, Butler?
Yeah, he really has, yeah. And they say about they'll go in different gyms, different trainers. Sometimes you just a change, different voice, different atmosphere. It's not always about who can teach you more sometimes. I'm not saying you haven't learned more, I'm just saying that sometimes that invigorates you.
And a different group of fighters around you.
Sometimes gives you a new lease of life. It's a shame that it happens in boxing, but it does, and more so than ever in this day and age. Fantastic round.
Very good round for Butler, and a nod of appreciation as they went back to the corner. The two of them looked at each other, and Ruiz kind of nodded his head and said, yeah, that was quality, but I'm still here.
Ruiz is keeping Butler honest, because Butler was, at one point it might be this big here, Butler was just about to overwhelm him, and Ruiz threw a left hook. There we go, perfect. But that was Butler then putting the foot on the pedal, and you've got to go to work. It was a lovely combination, and then Ruiz then just slips out a left hook. No, didn't trouble Butler, but just made him have to reset and start again. So Ruiz is being very competitive, but Butler is on top for me and boxing incredibly well. And I don't know how long, if this goes down the stretch, if Ruiz can keep it up.
That was a great left hand, wasn't it? Flurry of punches, and it was right on the target.
Don't switch off. Yeah, right hands, roll your head after it. Also the left hooks.
4 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yeah, good work, champ. Stay switched on.
Seconds out, round 4.
3 rounds out of 3 so far on our card for Paul Butler as we move now into the 4th. Butler with the target of a world title shot in the new year needs to come through this and needs to come through it looking good.
But he is looking good. He's looking good to me against a live opponent as well, which is even better.
Still a possibility that Paul Butler could be fighting before the end of the year. Joe Gallagher would like to see him out again and get more under his belt before he moves on to that world title shot. Maybe one possibility would be for him to get a place on that November 26th show in Cardiff. That's shaping up to be a mouth-watering sort of night's boxing. Good right hand from Ruiz.
Good left hook as well there from Ruiz. Well, as long as he comes in this, as long as he wins this fight, comes unscathed, I think they'll keep him busy now. He's been out for a little while. You want to keep him busy, keep him focused.
That's Ruiz's best scoring shot for some time, that right hand.
He's under a lot of pressure, Ruiz. He's coping with it at the moment, to be fair. Again, those fast feet to Butler, keeping him safe. Again, the footwork's tremendous there from Butler.
Yeah, he tried to tee up a huge right hand, didn't he, Ruiz, and it just went whistling through thin air.
But he don't move his feet until the punch is thrown. So he's anticipated it, but he's waiting until he knows the guy's going to overreach. Nice left hook as well there from Butler, good shot. he's on him all the time, Ruiz, and even though, like I said, Ruiz is coping with it now, just unless Ruiz can really start pushing Butler back, it ends up becoming really hard for him, drain the energy.
And Butler fighting at a greater pace, isn't he? You can sense that he's just got another gear to go into.
Nice little uppercut there from Ruiz. But when you're reactive and you're fighting at someone else's pace, it's always more difficult because you're trying to anticipate what they do all the time. So if Butler keeps this up, it's going to be a hard, torrid night for Ruiz as the rounds go by.
And there's an example of it. 1, 2, 3, all on target. Another good round for Butler and another nod of appreciation from Ruiz.
Well, Ruiz is making it an enjoyable fight to watch because he's keeping Butler honest, and then Butler's having to come up with some quality work. Otherwise, Butler's walking through and bullying him.
There's that right hand from Ruiz early in the round and an uppercut.
Yeah, good shot there. And that's where Butler was trying to dog it out a bit, but he got his boxing together then after this, Butler. Just tried to put too much pressure maybe on Ruiz at that time. But then went back to the boxing, went back to the clever footwork, the in and out stuff. Look at that. It's fantastic. And the judgment of it as well. He waits till Ruiz, the arm's almost there before he moves.
And then responding.
Again, it's changing the pace of your work, the footwork all the time.
You've got to take more chances in a bit of land of shots, yeah? Stay switched on, champ. Switched on.
Seconds out, round 5.
Take more chances.
I'm just annoyed that Joe Gallagher interrupted me.
Yeah, you were on a roll, weren't you? Well, will Paul Butler take some more chances now to start to really impose himself?
I think because the way Ruiz fights, he has to be careful. He can walk into a left hook. I don't think Ruiz is a knockout artist, but I think he carries a bit of snap in his shots. They look like they got similar power. I just think Butler's a little bit sharper with his hands.
Great hand speed.
The difference is when they both decide to unload, Butler got more quality in his work. That's all. He's just a little bit above Ruiz. But I tell you something, you take these opponents every day of the week. You know, if all imports were like this, you know, fighters will learn so much more from it.
Well, Ruiz is putting in a big effort in this round. He's trying to get on the front foot, trying to put Butler under pressure, but it's not happening. Look at that, in and out again, and again.
The harder Ruiz tries, the more you can see the class of Butler shine.
Oh, quality right hand, over the top. And again.
And he's still not taking more risks. Joe's had to take more risks. He's still doing this. Don't have to take more risks. He can he can start to go forward now. He can start to move forward behind that jab.
Well, I can certainly think of plenty of trainers who'd say, why take the risk? Because it's all going to plan. Good again. The differential in technique clearly in Butler's favour.
And the footwork's just sublime. It really is. It's beautiful. The angles he's getting for his attacks. They'll change the direction, in and out as well. Make the opponent fall short every time, almost every time.
How much is that something that's coached, Barry, and how much is it something that's innate?
It's a lot of it's natural, but a lot of the movement, the footwork, is learned as an amateur, to be honest. It depends on clubs teach it as an amateur, but it's that footwork's the hardest thing to teach anyway.
Quality right hand there, but Ruiz showing that he's got a good chin. He's soaked up 3 or 4 really solid right hands over the top in this round.
But the change of direction and all that sort of stuff, that's what you're taught by a good coach. You'll never move the same way too often. That's brilliant round there from Butler. Just absolutely fantastic.
Some of those right hands that Butler was throwing there were absolute quality.
It's a bit of a Butler loving at the moment, but you can't help it, can you? Because he's just boxing perfect. He really is.
Alexis Ruiz never been past 6 rounds, and we're going into the 6th next.
And that's a worrying sign, because like I keep saying, he's having to react to everything Butler does. He's always a little bit, a punch or two behind, and the pressure he's under, he's coped quite well so far. But he might start to tell now.
Keep moving up, left and right. Don't let him be reading you. He's looking to land that right hook on you, okay? Lovely right hooks over the top on it. But after it, right hook, left uppercut, or right hook, left hook to the body. Yeah? Okay? Put a few around the elbow to bring the hand down again, and then bring it over the top, yeah? Good lad, stay switched on.
All going according to plan, and I think they'll be pretty happy with what Paul Butler has delivered tonight. As we go now into the 6th round, second half of the fight. And on our card, Butler has won all 5 so far. Crowd responding to that, but looked as though they were blocked by Ruiz.
Butler's sort of fight, he looks good, doesn't he, Butler? He's impressive to watch. He's pleasing to the eye. He never showboats. Always keeps a tight defence. So it just goes to show you don't have to drop your hands and put your tongue out and do the alley shuffle to try and sell yourself. I think this to me is more enjoyable than all that put together. He's selling himself with just the quality of his work.
I remember when he first came through, Barry, Frank Warren absolutely raved about Paul Butler from the word go, really. When he came through as a professional, he was saying this guy is absolute class, and there's only been the one night when he was found wanting.
Yeah, and to be honest, he's come back well from that, because he didn't just get knocked. So. He didn't get knocked. He got knocked out, but he got outboxed. And for someone like Paul, get knocked out, anyone get caught with a big shot. Look at that, that's beautiful work. But to get outboxed when you're as good a boxer as he is, psychologically that can have an effect. But he came back really strong from it, and that shows he got a good mental toughness, and that's why it makes you confident that he can win a world title again.
Well, there's no bully in him either, is there? Sometimes when you've been walking through opponents,
of course, and
you know, giving it the macho man bit, when that gets unravelled, difficult thing to cope with. I could mention names, but I better not.
Well, just because I gave up after I got beat?
That wasn't the obvious one I was going for.
Just a little bit slower now with his hands, Ruiz, and I think if Butler got another gear, this is probably more time to use it.
Yeah, maybe that he's starting to gas, a little bit of inexperience at the longer distances. Butler knows what it takes to go down the stretch. Oh, lovely, lovely. There's the shots under the elbows that Joe Gallagher was looking for.
And look at that, and that's the tiring part, the frustrating part. Ruiz, like a typical Mexican, is tough, and he wants to fire back. He wants to be in that war zone. So when he attacks, Butler moves back, he chases him, and Butler got such good footwork, he can go left or right, forward or back, and make you miss, and then that really demoralises you.
And when you miss, it takes it out of you.
Oh, coaches, you fully overextended the punch, you got to bring it all the way back. It's a tiring effort. The only more tiring thing is taking punches. That's true.
Oh, good shot. Solid right hand. You could hear that club into the rib cage of Ruiz.
Ooh, on fat off with that right hand there, Butler to the jaw.
He's going to find one of these, Butler, you sense, but that's another round which he takes by a distance through boxing ability.
I'll tell you what, though, the body shots from Butler have been really good, but Ruiz they haven't troubled Ruiz at all yet. To his credit, Ruiz, real tough kid. Again, see that I say that's just a change in speed, the injection of pace in his work. Really good.
There's that lovely right hand that we were talking about. Great shot, that.
But look at Ruiz. Don't face Ruiz at all. He's a real tough kid. Really is. Well, he looks about 15, doesn't he?
He does. What's that using on his hands? That got a name? Cool him down. My dog chases things like that in the garden.
Seconds out, round 7.
Into the 7th. Ruiz has never been past 6 rounds. New territory for him. But he's still in there. and hasn't really been badly hurt by anything Butler's done so far, although Butler is giving him a little bit of a lesson so far as boxing technique's concerned.
Oh, he's been sharp as attack, hasn't he, tonight? Butler really has. No ring rust at all. Nothing.
"27 years old now, Paul Butler, still got time to get back to the top."
Oh.
Blinding speed again.
He missed with the uppercut.
Oh, good left hand. Sorry, Barry.
So he missed with the uppercut, but then still carried on with the combination, knowing he was only inches away where most fighters would have come back. And just as Ruiz has slowed, it seems like Butler's getting faster, but he hasn't. He's just maintained the pace. But Ruiz is starting to slow down just ever so little. Just waiting, isn't he, Butler? So we see the sign where he wants to see the shoulders drop of Ruiz, and then he's gonna, I got a feeling then he's gonna really go for it.
Ruiz is still trying to find that big equalising right hand, isn't he? But the further the fight goes, really the less likely it looks that he's going to find it. Left hook as well,
yeah, well,
swings through thin air.
For me, the left hook's been the only worry shot for me for Butler. Ruiz has landed with, he's landed with some right hands, but the left hooks have been the danger shot.
Gets through with one to the body there, Ruiz. Good shot. Again, though, Ruiz doesn't even flinch when that right hand thuds into his ribcage.
That's the problem Ruiz has, is Butler's just as effective going back as he is going forward.
That's where Ruiz wants him to be, right in front of him, but the footwork of Butler again carrying him away from the danger zone, and now turning his opponents and putting on pressure himself.
You've got to give this young Ruiz credit, though. He's trying. He's trying to force the pace there, trying to change the pattern of the fight.
He's starting to soak it up now, though. Butler, is he just starting to put his foot on the accelerator now? Butler's performance been something for the boxing connoisseur.
Yeah, it really has. He hasn't put a foot wrong, has he? Not at all. Everything's been perfect, from the movement of the feet, position of the hands, the punches he's thrown.
Yeah.
Joe Gallagher will be giving more words in the corner, but watch again that speed of that right hand.
Great, isn't it? But the angle as well, look how quick his shoulders twitch to make the angle for that uppercut. He missed with it, but with the screw shot, but the fastness of every movement he moves, those fast twitch fibers, just so quick. And that's vintage Butler there, isn't it? The long body shots. Yeah, he's making it a hard night here for Ruiz.
You haven't thrown it yet. You pull that out of the pocket now, all right? Look for that right uppercut as he's coming in when he overreaches with the right hand.
Oh, that's 10 seconds. Okay, go.
Okay, stay switched on now, all right? Yeah. Nice and tight for a minute, then go to work.
Seconds out, round 8.
8th round, it's all Paul Butler, way ahead on points. Is it going to go the distance, or will he find something to get this tough Mexican opponent out of there?
Well, you know, he hasn't been tough in the end. He started off tough. I think he's struggled. He struggled with Butler. Nice little left hook from Ruiz there, but he struggled with the movement and the class of Butler. And now, except for he's having a good go in this round, but he's been struggling the last few rounds.
Good body shot from Ruiz. And then good footwork from Butler, getting away from the ropes. Just a thought, Barry, the guy who's scoring here, Steve Gray, the referee, he's kind of almost been watching as closely as we are, because he's not had anything to do, has he? It's difficult to remember him actually having to make any sort of intervention.
It's just all been quality, hasn't it? It really has. So, you know, it's a dream night for a referee, isn't it?
And sometimes you watch a fight and think, who on earth would want that job? don't think I've mentioned it on air since the passing of Roy Francis either, not so long back. What a good referee
Yeah,
he was.
really was,
Very
yeah.
fondly remembered by the sport.
Lucky enough to have him referee my world title fight, which the one I won, so it was
Well, you'd like him there.
yeah, lovely. Helped me out a lot, thanks.
Could be a tough old boy when he needed to be.
Yeah.
Some no-nonsense old school. Ruiz on the front foot and he's gambling, trying to find the one big equalising punch.
That's exactly what he's doing, Johnny. He's gambling, he's swinging shots in. But that's just bread and butter there for Paul Butler. Anything wide for Butler, and it's no good. You're never going to catch him with them. Keeps his head, because he always keeps his shape, see, Butler always keeps his elbows in, hands high. You got to catch Butler when he's throwing punches. That's the only way you're going to really catch him effectively. Unless you're a devastating puncher and you're bullying him around the ring.
And 21 opponents have found that that's a lot easier said than done. One has managed to do precisely that.
Good effort there from Ruiz, but he landed with one good body shot, but the rest of them blocked.
Or through thin air. A lot of the time he's been chasing shadows tonight.
But you know, he's 100% for effort. You can't fault his commitment. He's genuinely come to win, but he's not winning anything.
Hard to see where a Ruiz win's going to come now. Let's listen in.
Boxing well, Paul. Just that sometimes you're looking for the one shot and you're looking to set it up. Don't neglect the good stuff, all right? Which is the jabs, the slips all the time. They've been working all night. Keep your hands up as you're pulling out. Little flips, jabs. Keep touching that body. He's really gassing now. Jab head, straight rights to the body. Jab head, jab body. And touch this elbow. Keep touching this elbow here with the right hook. Roll your head after it, yeah? Okay? Yeah. Boxing lovely, Paul. On the ropes, as you're pulling off that way, they're looking to catch you with the left hook. So make sure you catch you roll under it. Yep. All right? Yeah, lovely. 6 round 9. Yeah. Well, that's 6 minutes.
10 seconds.
Okay? Stay switched on. All right? Okay? All right, when you're close to your chance, Paul, just a little touch. Throw a left hook round the side.
Seconds out.
Yeah,
Round 9.
Kind of more of the same, but watch for that left hook.
What can you? It's, to be fair, I'm not being critical. It's hard to say anything, isn't it? What you tell a kid who's dominating, and what he said is more of the same, and that's right. But being switched on, that's the most important thing. You can't never get complacent. We've seen that earlier on tonight. So maybe not going into a fight fully switched on. So you've got to can't take nothing for granted. And Ruiz has come to have a go, maybe this round, the last round, he might really make a big concerted effort, because all he needs is all he can win by is by a knockout.
No such thing as a perfect performance, but thus far from Paul Butler, absolutely textbook.
And the fitness is good as well for Butler. You almost forget that. To move the way he's moved and keep the sharpness in the punches that he has so far, you've got to be extremely fit.
How much of a difference does it make, Barry, if he has been really struggling at the lower weight, just to have those few extra pounds? How much of a comfort difference does it make?
Well, when you're struggling to make weight, especially if you're making it wrong, you're lethargic. So your speed, your timing, your distance all goes out the window. So it can affect you in massive ways. Some fighters need to be really tight and stupidly tight at the weight to be mean and stuff. But for someone like Butler, who's a fluid mover, you want to be tight. Everyone's got to be relatively tight at the weight, but being too tight at the weight, and obviously it affects your sharpness. He is a sharp puncher.
Ruiz is still on the front foot, still trying to look to walk Butler down and try and find a big shot, but is it going to come? Butler, again, that study of concentration. Right hand there was partially blocked by the left glove of Butler, and again they're swaying back and great footwork, using the ropes to stay away, and a lovely left hand. But Ruiz is giving it a go.
The effort's been so commendable from Ruiz, but look at this. Fantastic work.
Right hook to the body, followed by the right to the head. Quality.
I know when you see some guys boxing really well, you go, he's boxing really well, but if he just did this, it would be better. You can't say that to this about Paul Butler tonight. There's nothing you'd want to do any different.
Be an appreciative crowd when his hand is raised, as it surely will be, barring some sort of unforeseen accident or occurrence in the remaining 3 minutes and few seconds of this 9th penultimate round.
But Ruiz now has turned into the fight that's a tailor-made for Butler. No, he wasn't at the beginning of the fight. I think Butler's just worn him down to a come-forward plodder. That's what Ruiz has been reduced to, because Butler's been so sharp.
Nothing more than speculative swings from Ruiz now. Butler,
Good work again.
he has been notching up round after round, and there you saw counter punches off the ropes and working away with terrific footwork.
But that first exchange we've seen there was Butler blocking and countering, taking the hook, and then using the guy's offense to start your offense off, and that's clever. On the ropes in this late in the fight, to be that concentrated, that's screwed on. That's really class.
Good jabs, don't neglect your jab. Your jab all day long is doing a great job in this fight. Keep him off balance, head and body, all right? Yeah. Then let's see touch around them elbows, okay? Anything you throw, make sure you roll your head after it, all right, champ? Last round, touch good, yeah?
So it's turned out to be a fight which is looking as though it's going to go the distance. Alexis Ruiz and Butler showing a lovely display of sportsmanship there. Ruiz never been this distance before. He's given it everything, but Butler has simply been too good and had too many tricks so far.
Do you know what, Ruiz, especially the Ruiz we've seen in the early rounds, will beat some decent fighters. He will. I think Butler put him in a box really early with his ability, with his skill, and Ruiz kept trying, but then he just worn him down.
Still not seen the right uppercut from Paul Butler that his corner have been asking him to find.
No, but he did say it was a new thing they've been working on, and he don't need to try new things out right now. He's doing everything perfect. And when you got a fighter like Butler, you would be an absolute fool to change his style. And I think Joe Gallagher on the Bunsour yesterday said pretty much the same thing. I'm not going to change him. He's a class act. He's going to add and you know, tinker with some little things.
Lovely right hand over the top of the left glove there. Big effort again from Ruiz, but easily contained by Butler.
Oh, Ruiz has been valued. He's earned every penny, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. We're not privy to what purses are for these sort of contests, but as you say, Alexis Ruiz, the Mexican, first time he's ever fought outside his homeland, and the clash of heads there certainly making his eyes water a little there and blinking a bit uncomfortably. But he's learnt every penny.
Oh, he's been worth it, hasn't he, as well? Right value for money. Look at that.
Wow. Wow. You'd want to see that again in slow motion. Body shots and then just easily away from the attempted counter, and even and again.
To be fair, that's Joe Gallagher was asking for the roll after the right hand.
Joe Murray there on the far side of the ring with a smile on his face, and he'd be one of the pros sitting at ringside who'd be full of admiration.
Well, Joe's a pure boxer, even though he's knocking people out for fun at the minute. He's a pure boxer, so he will more than appreciate this. It's been fantastic. It's been fantastic effort from Ruiz, and it's been a fantastic, almost punch perfect performance from Paul Butler.
Paul Butler's dad's always a nervous admirer, at ringside. But he'll have loved seeing his son in action tonight. Even there, where Ruiz was trying to put the pressure on, he couldn't find the clean shot. And Paul Butler congratulating Alexis Ruiz for a terrific effort. But what an outstanding performance. There is Joe Murray and Paul Butler's dad sitting side by side. And Paul tonight was pretty much punch perfect.
It was a pleasure to watch, John, it really was, and that's boxing at its finest, it really is. The movement with the feet, the punch placement, the combinations as well, the jab was great, the angles he makes to make space for the punches as well. And Ruiz, in the beginning, the first 3 or 4 rounds, kept Butler very, very honest by catching him now and again, making it, so Butler couldn't walk through him. But he reduced, Ruiz is a good fighter, I think, and he beat some good fighters. And he reduced Ruiz to a plodder at the end.
Yeah, he pretty much schooled him in the end. And Paul Butler gets the win he wants, back up at bantamweight, and looking very, very good in the process. We've gave him 10 rounds out of 10, and I'll be very surprised if Steve Gray, who's judging this one, doesn't find it the same way.
We're just showing Ruiz there on the camera, and I tell you what, I hope he gets more work over here, John, because we need more honest imports like that.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, that Mexican lad, and you'd like to see him. There's a few bantamweights out there who would certainly be tested by him. Very, very sporting contest as well. I can't remember Steve Gray having a quieter night. Here's Mark Burdis. He can make some noise now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee scores the contest 99 points to 92. The winner in the blue corner from Ellesmere Port, Paul Butler!
Not quite the shutout that we had it, but Paul Butler, very, very impressive tonight. Another terrific win.